At the dawning of this new day, the first day of the first month of the year 2025, I feel the incredible honor of opening the 7 days of rest, as has become a tradition in our times. Of course, this tradition reminds us of first times, of the creation myth, of the remembrance that there is a higher order authority guiding over events ever and always, and guiding our path back to the source, back to our true humanity and our true natures. So I speak to you from the heart of the White Lion Heartlands. I am Linda Tucker, the founder of the Global White Lion Protection Trust. And I would like to first reflect back on the year that we have traversed through, and then prepare us through the presence of the white lions who roam these territories behind me in their expanded heartland, their heartland that has expanded by over 300% over the intervening period, as this project and my lifetime service to the white lions has achieved this outcome in the midst of the trials and tribulations that we've all experienced over the last year of human fragility, human imbalance, and tragically, human warfare. So let us connect together in the heart of creation. And here that is the heartlands, in the middle of an ecosystem governed by the white lions, such that all life flourishes, all the way up the pyramid of life and all the way down again. And that includes the human species when we are true to our true nature. Reflecting back on this year, this past year has indeed been incredibly challenging. With the climate crisis that is deepening around the world, we are not excluded from the pressures and the tragedies. In fact, we experienced one of the worst droughts in recent times, such that many of the animals in the expanded heartlands were so drought-stricken that they succumbed to the drought. Water holes dried up, rivers dried up. We had many giraffe expire. We had wildebeest, zebra, kudu, even eland expire from the drought. It was an emergency because even though the epicenter of the White Lion territories holds the solution, the regeneration, and behind me there is the most beautiful bird singing. I just have to honor him. That is the kingfisher, and therefore the presence of the fisher king, the Christ essence in nature, singing with me into the message that I share with you. So the presence of divinity is everywhere here, but we weren't excluded from the global crisis. We felt what climate catastrophe really feels like, and we suffered through it, and then the rains came. As you see, these are rain clouds behind me, and you see the bursting of new life in a myriad of colors of green, too many to be counted in a human inventory. All is bursting back into life, and with it the bird song and the entire trophic cascading of life restoring itself. And I know that that is more than a metaphor. That is the reality, that Mother Nature herself around the globe has been, as we know, brutalized, raped in this whole consumerist model of extraction, consumption, and destruction, as well as pollution. However, we know in the teachings of the White Lion prophecies that nature is reclaiming her dominion. In fact, how we understand the star lion message is that she is magnetically committed to return to the highest order divinity, to source. And so with that raising, literally raising of the planet through the photon belt, the spiral of life through the Milky Way, she is raising all her children, whether those be the animate crystal kingdom. Many of us now realize that the crystal kingdom is absolutely alive with the sacred codings of the source of life, sun held in crystalline form. So the crystal kingdom, the magnificent plant kingdom in all its forms, the sentient animal kingdom, and the divine realms, the Davic realms within all the kingdoms of life. And that includes humanity, when we really restore our true natures in sacred service to Mother Nature. We reclaim our essential selves, our divine selves. So I'll be closing this introduction with a prayer for us all, a global prayer at this moment, this profound evolutionary moment in humankind's history. The turning of the Leo Aquarius age and all that means for our times. The model our project lives and enacts on the ground is ecocentric, meaning it puts Earth first. And as I cast my eye over the vast, expanded heartlands of the white lions, knowing that 3 prides of white lions bonded with golden lions are roaming freely in these lands, it makes my heart sing, and I know that everything is possible when one puts Earth first in sacred service. Those prides are the lineage of the white lions of Mara and Mandla, now to the 4th generations, bonded with the wild lions from the Kalahari deserts of northern South Africa, and bonded with wild lions who came in from the Kruger to join our prides. This is the vision I've always held for the restoration of the white lions back into their ancestral lands. And now that they are governing, it means that all the associated biodiversity, the flora, the fauna, all of life flourishes, all the way down the food chain and all the way up. Every species flourishes, and that includes, in these territories, many predators. I'm not suggesting that the past couple of years was a cruise. It was incredibly challenging, but it was a matter of aligning with the higher will and knowing that thy will be done in service of nature. We were facing hardcore industrialists who had been granted permissions to clear the area for poisonous farming, monoculture crops that would have contaminated the central arterial river feeding the entire ecosystem. We also had to challenge entrenched mining interests in order to secure these lands. It was a matter of daily prayer and daily service to nature. But I know that that is the key to the future human now. When we commit and identify what is our unique sacred service to life, and specifically to nature, Mother Nature, we reclaim our true natures. That is the invitation for the emerging humane human at this time. The human who understands that our role on this planet is to give back for all that we receive from the wonderment of life that is our great mother. And in this project, this is a living reality. I'm supported by an incredible team of now over 65 people on the ground who are living this reality, living lion-hearted leadership in our daily service. to the lions and all that they represent, which means to all of nature. Because with the lions now returned to the apex role in their natural system, everything is restoring, everything is rebalancing. And part of what they achieve now that they're back in their natural system is the protection of waterways as well. So there are 3 rivers, including the arterial river that I mentioned a moment ago, the Claseri River. But there are 2 other rivers that we protect in this project that feed into the greater system. If it weren't for the lions holding these waterways, that was a squirrel running past to give his message as well. If it weren't for the lions holding these ancestral territories, these waterways could be polluted and are being polluted at this time, despite our efforts. So we need to continue this process. But they'd be polluted with consequences for the entire ecosystem. What I'm saying is this is a very real project on the ground. It is not talk. It's not airy-fairy. It is living its truth and the higher truth. And the results are incredible. The other consciousness that I believe is helpful for all of us at this time is the knowing in white line territories that we are on a precipice as humanity. We need to change our model. And in fact, in the way that we live in the 7 days of rest, we are intentionally changing the model of consumption and exploitation by committing to the year ahead in stillness, which intentionally means to listen to the divinity in nature, which in fact is not quiet at all. It is deeply resonant with the song, with the sound of so many species in harmonious coexistence, as is the song of the stars, the cosmic realms as well. So coming into the new year in stillness is profound. And you'll see from the prayer that I end today that I honor the word, the original word that echoes in the ecosystem, that is the voice of the Creator, that we only truly hear when we go into our hearts and our hearts in stillness. So I invite you, wherever you are, to be aware of nature around you, even if you are in a human-made place, which you're likely to be. Be aware of the plants beyond your windows. Be aware of the cats and dogs and the creatures and the birds that are voicing their message at all times, whether we are stopping to hear them or not. And prepare to go into this beautiful stillness to receive a prayer from the heart of the Heartlands. Let us drop into our hearts and become aware again as we start to breathe with our hearts of the double heartbeat, that beat that marks time in our lifetime. We are beyond the clock. We are, in fact, in the 13th hour. And what that means is that we are in the time of grace, beyond human, man-made time. We are in the time where anything is possible, when we truly come into alignment and serve in sacred service, creation. So drop into your hearts and breathe with that double heartbeat that marks time. Breathe in the gold of life, the gold of dawn, and breathe out anything that is resisting life. Breathe in life and breathe out any darkness, any heaviness that you are holding in your system, and breathe in life. Breathe out any despair, any disenchantment, any disease, any self-doubt, any disillusionment. And breathe in the gold of life. But now as you breathe out, ensure, using the golden chalice that is the heart, that you convert the darkness, the heaviness, into light before you release it into nature around you. The heart is the great transformer. So breathe in the gold of life and breathe out anything that is resisting life, but sparkle it back into life before you deposit it in nature. We as humanity, when we truly work with the heart of the lion heart, of the white lion, we can transform anything. So breathe in the gold of life and breathe out anything that is resisting life, but transform it into the sparkle of light before you release it into the ecosystem, Mother Nature, and breathe in life and light, and breathe out anything that is resisting life, sparkling it back into life before you release it into the ecosystem. Breathe in life. Feel that equalizing of breathing in the gold and now breathing out the gold. Visualize our hearts as a chalice. Yes, these may be broken hearts. There is much to be heartbroken about. But breathe in the gold and mend the breakages of the heart, making that chalice even more beautiful. For the pain we have endured in witnessing what humanity is capable of, the destruction of our planet and the aggression to others. So let us breathe in the gold and mend the broken heart, creating the oneness that is possible in the unification, in the flow from source, when we truly align in the teachings of the white lions. This is alignment. So breathe in the gold and breathe out the gold. Fill the chalice of the heart to overflowing. Feel the gold pulsing in the veins and the arteries of the body. The entire body pulsing with that double heartbeat. Any resistance, any blockage, melt it with the molten gold flowing through the veins and the arteries of the body. And now as our entire bodies are flowing with the gold of life, let us come into sacred service. Not only do we breathe in the gold and breathe out the gold in equal measure, let us now breathe in the gold and breathe out the gold. Breathe in the gold for the count of 5. Breathe out the gold for the count of 8. Breathe in the gold for the count of 5. Breathe out the gold for the count of 8. Breathe in the gold for the count of 5. Breathe out the gold for the count of 8. The sacred ratio. We are capable of giving back more than we receive, for that is our sacred contract, to be in sacred service of nature. What is your service of nature? The true human, the true humane human. Breathe in the gold and breathe out the gold. Now become aware of breathing with your lungs. Become aware of the trees outside the window, the plants within your space, the living tree of life within your body, the trunk split into branches, split into smaller branches, into twigs, into capillaries, into molecules, into particles, into subatomic particles. The breath of life, as you breathe in life, the gold at a molecular level throughout your body, and release that, any resistance, any molecule that is attempting to hold onto anything other than life, the gold of life. So breathe in life. Become aware that the oxygen of life, which is sparked into life through the great sun of life, the central sun, that we receives in return the outbreath, the carbon of life from the stars, the molecules of life, the particles of stardust. Carbon transformed back into the oxygen of life, this great cycle of life. So breathe in the gold and breathe out the gold. Breathe in the gold and breathe out the gold in sacred relationship, committing to serve in sacred service. What is your service to earth at this time? We cannot only be takers in the consumerist model. When we truly learn from the predator, the predator, the true king of the ecosystem, the white lions, we will learn what it means to give back. In their kingdom, visualize all the predators flourishing, for that is how it is. All plants, all animals, flora, fauna, and even the crystal kingdoms flourish. The sacred painted wolves who are on the verge of extinction elsewhere are flourishing in the white lion kingdom. 2 packs have denned and had their pups, now returning to the ecosystem. The waters are running clean. The earth is restoring itself. Picture a restored earth where you receive the gold and you give back the gold in sacred service. In our project, 65 staff members on the ground are serving nature in sacred service every day, and miracles happen. So breathe in the gold and breathe out the gold in extended sacred ratio, 5 to 8 sacred ratio, the golden mean. Breathe in the gold and know you are part of the cycle of life when you truly give back. Breathe out the gold. And as you hold that, beloveds, go into expanded consciousness with each double heartbeat now, like ripples on a golden pond around the globe. Let us recognize the work that each of us is doing in this time of stillness, 7 days of rest, holding the heart around the globe like molecules of pure golden intention that ultimately creates a beautiful web of light pulsing around the globe, ripples on a golden pond, uniting in our united purpose to hold harmonious coexistence in our environments, in our expanded environments, and around the globe. Hold the frequency. Hold this frequency of pure gold expanding around the globe, holding highest intention for sacred service. And on this day of the one, and every day, at the rising and the setting of the central sun, at the dawning of the Leo Aquarius age, at this moment in eternal time, we align with the divine, our will with the one will, our hearts with the one heart, our thoughts, our words, our deeds, with the great plan of harmonious coexistence, peace on earth as it is in heaven. Great Spirit, source of the one, infinite creator, eternal source of all that is, love, light, truth, united to create harmonious coexistence, peace on earth as it is in the heavens. Great Mother, Father God, in love of Thee, the united field through the Trinity, cloaks of colour and sound of silence, eternal egg of life, eternal God Goddess, embodiment of the aura gene, pulse of the one heart, form of forever. In light throughout, be Thine with me. May the never-ending flow from source last for eternity. Restore our earth, and may the way of the great way guide our way home. Tsatsao, 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 the first word of the star lion, star lion, star lion, the first word, peace on earth. Tsatsao, tsatsao, tsatsao. May the lions, as ambassadors of Thy will, of the one word, have the final word.